Nel 1979 dei ragazzini sono impegnati a girare un film amatoriale, ma si ritrovano a sorpresa testimoni di un deragliamento che nasconde un mistero.
JJ and I had been fishing for ideas that we could do together as a producer-director team. And we had just spent, I don't know, maybe the better part of a year just in our friendship talking about the kind of films we love to see and the kind of films we'd love to make someday and which of those films had a kind of mutual appeal. And the one thing that we did land on immediately was our mutual history in making 8mm, JJ's case, Super 8, because he's much younger than me. In my case, before Super 8, I made 8mm films when I was growing up. And we had a very, very similar background.
Production value! Carrie, you put film in the camera, right? I didn't put it in. What? Put it in, Joe! Get the mic ready, go! Costume,
I will.
Get that tripod set up. Preston, get in position!
I will.
Hey, Marty, go! Marty, you know your line. Carrie, get that camera ready. Go!
Shut up! We'll start on Allison and pan to the train,
Oh,
right?
God, I hope we don't miss it.
Shut up! I am trying!
Get that set up. Positions. Ready. Start filming. Be extra loud when the train passes by. Here we go. And action.
John, I don't like it. This case, these murders.
What do you want me to do? Go to Michigan with you?
Mackinac Island's beautiful this time of year.
I don't have a choice!
You do have a choice. John, I've never had you stop. I need to know this is the last time I'm going to see you.
Guys, watch out! Joe, what the hell?
Oh my God!
We go to a train depot to get, like, the production value, as Charles says it, and we're filming there, and then this crazy thing happens where the train just totally derails and crashes.
Quando i militari bloccano l'area, rinvengono i caricatori di pellicola. Coinvolti in una faccenda più grande di loro, Alice, Charles, Preston, Martin e Carey dovranno districarsi nel difficile mondo degli adulti, spaventati da un'inquietante minaccia.
It's called Super 8. It's the name of the movie, and it's about a group of kids who are shooting a movie, and it's just a random set of events that just set them on an adventure and just like totally insane.
It takes place in 1979, I believe, and it's a very cool because I've never done that, and my mom got to tell me a lot of stuff about that time period. And when we were rehearsing this, I actually printed out a whole bunch of sayings we can use, like, you know, bogus and, you know, like awesome and, you know, all those.
Do not speak of this. I don't know what is happening here. Go!
Run, they're coming! Get in the car! That's insane! That train could have killed us. We're not saying anything to anyone. No one's gonna know we were there.
Il titolo dell'ultima fatica di J.J. Abrams, creatore di Lost, è Super 8, omaggio all'ultimo formato di pellicola amatoriale usato prima dell'avvento delle videocamere.
Making movies has never been, you know, more possible and accessible and affordable, and that it is an amazing way to express yourself. It's a great way to experiment and try things, and you know, I feel very much like the work that I get to do today is identical to what I did when I was a kid. You know, the difference is clearly the film is a little bit different. You know, I get to work with people who are definitely better at what they do than I am and that I was used to as a kid, but the spirit of it is the same. And I just think it's a wonderful, you know, means of expression.
Oh my
The crazy thing about recreating 1979 was just how eerie it was to be in the world, surrounded by people who looked just like, you know, the time when I went to when I was in elementary school, like to see kids that looked just like friends I had, wearing the same clothes. From behind, I'd see kids and be like, oh my God, that looks just like that boy who I knew at that time. Or, oh my God, look at that girl, she looks just like that girl that was in my class, you know? And being on the set and seeing, you know, magazines that just set dressing, that I would open up and realize I read that thing cover to cover. They were just constant sense memories, which is very different than, you know, doing something like with Star Trek, where it's all kind of extrapolating a future time and it's all just kind of imagination. This was really a revisiting, which was the intent of the movie, but to actually be there day after day in that period was uncanny.
Fortemente voluto dal regista e dal suo produttore Steven Spielberg, Super 8 è un film nostalgico a più livelli, dato che sia Spielberg sia Abrams hanno mosso i primi passi nell'audiovisivo proprio alla stessa età dei piccoli protagonisti.
I think it's cool because it has sort of all the action stuff for all the, you know, like all the boys and the guys and things, and then it has like little like romance for the girls, but I would like all of it. I think that my friends, we'd all just love it. It's such a great movie for kids and adults too.
Well, if you want to be a movie director or a movie writer or a movie producer, you kind of got to start somewhere. It's a lot easier, you know, getting a start today because it's so easy to get a video camera and go out and make a movie, and that becomes who you are. That represents, you know, your ideas, your stories, your taste, and you can put it right on YouTube. So in a sense, you know, not only can kids today make their own movies, they've got distribution. We didn't have that in the 8mm days. You know, we had to lug an 8mm projector, we had to plug it into somebody's wall, put up a screen, and show it to someone patient enough to sit there for 5 minutes and watch. That was the challenge. And so that kind of informed my entire career because I kind of began my career making movies, little movies. JJ began his career the same way.
Come here, what are these things?
It wasn't an accident. There.
Who is that?
It's Dr. Woodward.
The schedule for the train.
Do not speak of this. You don't know what is happening here. If they find you, you and your parents will be killed.